So here we are with what was the Traxxas Nitro Sport is now going to be a Traxxas Nitro Rustler. So these are all the parts cleaned and laid out, and these are all, all the ones that had been acquired to rebuild it. So let's check out what's going on in the bags. Alright, so yours truly, Jenny's RC, always coming through. We've got some nitro slash screws. Even though they're Phillips head, they're still nice and new. That's alright, you know. So we're gonna use these to rebuild, and we've got the Amazon special, and likewise here. So the screw kit also came with these. Again, I was telling you about this tool here. That's what you use to disassemble the drive shafts. So we'll leave those closed so Joe can decide what he wants to do. And these are another Amazon special. Some of the slash drive shafts. They look pretty good. This looks like a pretty high quality kit here, so be interesting to get into this. But we'll open this a little later after we get some of more of this assembled. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that, and yeah. So here's what's left over in the Nitro Sports parts. Everything here is still good and usable, maybe except for these links here, slightly bent. But yeah, I just gotta test this servo to see if it works as well. Joe wants to do the easy start, so these are from projects I've gotten. Pulled these out of, I was gonna get rid of them, but if he wants to use these, he can. So that's the route we'll go with the starting mechanism here. He also has to get a carburetor. So another thing, unfortunately, the slash Rustler electric steering rack is different than the Nitro version. So fortunately, I had a steering rack, so I just took the bearings from this kit and put it in here. So now we've got some nice smooth action. But because this was a Nitro Sport, we can't use these links, so we're gonna have to get new links to go from the rack to the block there. So without further ado, under the hood, it's looking good here, nice and clean. Decided to use all the new parts just to have a nice clean slate. Anything that was replaced, like these here, is still fine. We could use these if we wanted, but just decided to go with using all the new stuff. Likewise, the towers and the battery box, these are fine. So yeah, it looks good, nice and clean. Got a little bit of grease on it just from when I refilled the front shocks. The rears are fine. So before we get this rear end fastened up, I gotta open up this kit here and see what's going on in there. So I'll clean this up and get this installed. So in that kit came these 3 sealed bags, 2 of which are for wheel attachment assembly wheel hexes. I gotta say, this is kind of a nice kit. Not sure what that 7mm means. I guess it's different offsets. Yeah. So 5.5 and then 7mm offset. Some nice flanged wheel nuts. There's set screws for the hexes themselves, some pins, and this is pretty hefty here. That's cool. Some more flanged wheel nuts, a tool, miscellaneous hardware, and a couple of axles. It's probably for the front to go with those. I'm not sure, but these are the drive shafts themselves. They look nice, they feel nice. So let's get these out of the bag. So this is a pretty high quality feeling drive shaft, I'd say. It's a nice little kit. The rest of the stuff it comes with is you know, feels good. So I would recommend this. He's showing me that it also comes in different colors. I think, well, I know it comes in blue and green. I think it comes in black as well. I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool. So it looks good too when it's installed. So that's going to be nice. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one installed, and then we'll get the wheels on it. So those look good. I'm happy about that, and I would say that I would get a couple of pairs of these. In fact, I'll probably have Joe pick some up for me. So let's get this put away and then see what else we need to finish this truck. So, looking pretty good. I gave him this spare bumper I had, and I sourced some toe links for the steering. So we're in business there. He decided to order a new servo horn and link there. So we'll be waiting on that. And he wanted to go with the easy start, but these are gonna have to be cleaned, so, and tested. So that's something we'll have to do soon. These are the parts that you'll need to replace the outdrives on the diffs if you have the old style. And the only difference is the outdrives. Everything else in this gear set is the same. So that's what it is in case you want to replace it. And it turns out it's just that the Rustler has a different steering rack. So these will work in the Nitro Slash, just in case you were wondering. So that's good to know. So yeah, this is looking good. Gonna finish some stuff up for the engine. Oh, one other thing that I noticed is that between the old versions with the 1.5s and the newer versions with the 2.5s. This brace is different, and the newer brace allows for the flywheel to fit easier, but this one won't fit at all, so I'm going to have to take the rear end off to reinstall the engine. But just something to beware of. So I'm going to kind of put this to the side for now while I gather some stuff for it, and I'll show you guys my Nitro Rustler. Here's my Nitro Rustler. It was gifted to me from a dear friend, and it's gotten some upgrades over time. It started off as an old 90s Rustler. I decided to put some Jado knuckles in the front, and it has a 3mm New Era chassis. And I think these are newer shocks. Not sure if it's the original gear. Again, I got this a long time ago from my buddy Carter, and just kind of refurbished it over time. This is a brand new engine to me. It's broken in and it's been driven. These are a really cool and hard to come by wheel set. I think they're for the Jado, but these tires are hard to find too. I think they're called the Gladiator, and I forget what the rims are called, but it's hard to find the rear set. Very, very hard to find. So I was just giving it a once over before I go run it, and I noticed that the high-speed needle was, the housing for it was loose, so I had to tighten that and got a new air filter. Not new, but put an air filter on it. And I think it's ready to drive. I've never had any issues getting it started up and running, so I don't think we'll have any issues now. I'm going to use the last of my Blue Thunder in here. So let's get this out and see how it drives. Gorgeous out here. I forgot I already used the last of my Blue Thunder, so we've gotten started on the Sidewinder. So yeah, gonna take a couple minutes to get this thing started, and then I'll come back while it's running and show you guys how it runs. So it's a little warmed up, made a few high-speed passes with it. I wish I could have 3 or 4 arms like that Pokemon, what's his name, Machamp? Because if I could have recorded how easily this thing started up after sitting for well over a year, I think you guys would be just as impressed as I am. I'm glad I didn't have to rebind it. There's air in the line somewhere, but it wants to wheel. Oh, almost hit the rock. It wants to wheelie. This is really fast. See that? That's very fast. I don't want to run it too much on the pavement. I'm glad I noticed that issue with the carb before I started running it. Flipped. Let's see if it stays running. Nice. Got the driveway stakes up, so get some more freedom here. Yeah, Joe, I think you're going down, son. Nice. Whoa. Wow. This might be faster than the Nitro Slash, the 3.3. This thing's awesome. So yeah, that's enough recording, I think, after this pass. You know what it is. Don't sleep on the Nitro Rustler. One more pass. Woo! So we know this car runs, and we know this car runs well. Towards the end of the tank, I lost the rear spring retainer, but considering how hard I was flipping there, I'm not surprised that anything was lost. I'm surprised that nothing more is broken. All right, so I gave it a little more of a once over just to be sure there was nothing broken or bent, and there doesn't seem to be. Even the chassis is straight. But it's because it's 3 mil, so the stock ones are 2 mil. I did notice there's a little bit of play here. But we're just going to keep sending it because that's an old servo and it's still got some life in it, so we'll just keep getting what we can out of it. But yeah, this thing's overall an absolute beast. I highly recommend a Nitro Rustler to anyone. I haven't really driven my RC10 GT and GT2s to compare them, but they definitely have a lot of competition from this platform. I figured while we're here, we may as well look at the differences between the Sport and the Rustler. Obviously, the main portion being the chassis. This has a half metal, half plastic chassis, so leaving vulnerability for the chassis to crack. It also has a different steering rack. It's essentially the same setup as the Nitro Stampede, with the servo saver going directly to the blocks to turn the wheels. And this one's more of a stock Rustler. It's almost like they took the electric Rustler and just made it Nitro, just changing the chassis and stuff, because obviously all the parts swap right onto it directly. But yeah, this one, it's cool because it's got the MIP stinger. You could do the same thing with a 1.5 on the Rustler. And here's the difference I was talking about in the brace. You can see this is just a completely different shape. Well, that's on there good, but actually, in order to use this engine, I had to do something a little custom, so I just put a link there. So it's a bad example to show, but once I get these back out with Joe's, you'll be able to see. I forgot I did that. So what I did was I left the brace to be installed on the transmission, but I cut where it went to the upper chassis and then put a hole so that I could screw a screw in. I forgot I did that. But anyways, yeah, Nitro Rustler, highly recommend.